Okay, now let's check the next problem. Okay. So I have a new problem. So it is an improved math learning tool. So this example creates a program to teach a first grade child. Okay, the problem is the same. First grade child. Ilang how to learn subtraction. You know subtraction? It is the minus. Okay. The program randomly generates two single digit integers. Okay, so the same with the previous one. Single digit integers, it means between 0 until 9. In 0 until 9, we are going to make two single digit. And let's say I put it into number 1 and number 2. Okay, there is another condition. With the number 1 should be greater than number 2. And display a question such as, what is 9 minus 2 to the student? Why we need to do this one? Because the first grade child, they still do not know what is 2 minus 9. It is difficult for them. So the first number or the number 1 should be greater than the number 2. So we need to make if. If the random number, is the n1 is smaller than n2, then we need to change. And then again, after the student types the answer, check whether the program display a message to indicate whether the answer is correct. Note, the first grade child does not know negative number. Then how can we make this program? Okay, I give you the solution. Okay. So let's see, this is the subtraction quiz. Okay. Now I'm using again the random library, and I'm just importing it to this code. And then I'm making n1 and n2. So this n1 means any random integer, because we use the rand int, from 0 until 9. And then again I have another random integer. So this will be in the n1 and this will be in the n2. Now I make a new variable answer and rest. And the value or the initial value will be 0. Okay. I have answer is 0 and rest is 0. Now first I will type to check. If n1 higher than n2, we will do this one. What about if not? We will do this one. Okay. Now let's check the detail. If n1 is greater than n2. So if n1 is greater than n2, we will give question to the student. What is n1 string minus n2 string? So the answer will be n1 minus n2. And I want to get the result or the input from the users. So the input from the user will be based on the input, and then we create the integer value. But if it is not the case, or if n1 is not greater than n2, we will do this one. So n2 will be the first and n1 will be the next. So the answer will be n2 minus n1, and I'm going to get the user input. At the final stage, I'm going to check what is the answer, whether it is true or false. So you need to pay attention to the indentation, this indentation. So if it is true, then we will do all these statements in this indentation. If it is false, then we will do this statement, all the three statements after the indentation. If we already finished with this one, then we will again go back to the zero indentation. Okay. Now let's see. So it is automatically create what is 7 minus 3. Let's see, I put 4. Okay, this is true. Again, if I run, what is 6 minus 2? So the first number will be always higher than the second number. And we do not know whether the n1 is higher or n2 is higher. But with this program, we know that the higher one should be the first and the lower should be the next. So if we put 5, then it is false. So please remember, like this kind of program, some of the variable you need to define at the first time. So here the answer I define at the first time as 0. And then in the block or in the statement after if, I put it inside. Because I already defined this answer and rest at the first time, I can use again at the end. But if you don't have any of this one, what happened? This is okay. Okay. This is also okay. So if you don't have this one, it is also okay. But later on, you will have some problems when the answer, okay, because this is still an easy program. Okay. This is just easy program. So without this one, it is okay. But I give you with this answer and rest equals to 0 because this is the initial value. So I give you for the early explanation for the next chapter, which is about the repetition. If we don't have this initial value, there will be a problem during the statement, the next statement. For the if, there is no issue, but for the loop or the iteration, there will be some issue. So it is good to have the initial value for each of variable at the first time. There is another alternative solution. Okay, let's see. I make a new file subtraction quiz 02. Okay, let's look the code one by one. It includes errors, so let's see what are the errors. Okay. First, we have n1 and n2, and again it is random numbers between 0 until 9, and the numbers is integer. Now I would like to check if n1 is lower than n2. Then, do you still remember what is it? It is to change the value. So let's suppose n1 is 5 and then n2 is 9. So if 5 is less than 9, then change. So n1 becomes 9 and n2 becomes 5. Okay, so that's the meaning by the one. For this one, maybe it is easier because we can just change, and then for the remaining, we will just use the original idea about if. If n1 is less than, if n1 minus n2 equals to the answer, then print correct. If not, then print your answer is wrong. Okay. So now let's look at this one. What is this one? What is this error? This one, statement expected found bad character. The sum of the characters in, like, if you copy and paste from PowerPoint, or if you copy and paste from book, or if you copy or paste from internet, okay, there might be some characters which is not available in Python. So let's say if I change this, so if I modify this with my typing in Python, then now it becomes okay. So that's why whenever you copy and paste from book or from PowerPoint, please check properly. Some of the characters might not work well in Python or in Python 5 because of the different characters. And then this one, what happened to this? End of statement is expected. So if you look at this one, then you may figure out the other end of statement here. So there is an expectation to put comma or closing statement or the closing parenthesis. Why? Okay, let's look at this detail. This opening, we have closing. This opening parenthesis, we have closing parenthesis. This opening parenthesis, we have closing parenthesis. But what about this opening? Okay, we don't have the closing parenthesis. So you need to put the parenthesis here, and then all the things okay. So we call this is the not compile. Not compile. Be careful when I mention to you. If your program is not compiled, then for your assignment, I will not put any score. Okay. So make sure that your program is compiled. Now let's run. What is 8 minus by 2? Okay, so you're correct. Again, if I run, what is 5 minus by 2? 2. No, there is something wrong. What is it? The attribute error. String object has no attribute n1. This happens only when your answer is false. Okay, let me run. What is 7 minus 2? 5. Okay, no errors. When you run again, now you make it as different. 2. Okay, there's an error. So what is this error? Now let's look at this statement. Your answer is wrong. And then dot, and then we do the slash n. Do you still remember slash n? We go to the next line. And then we put dot. Is it correct? Okay. Because we want to print any variable and any other string. So it is not correct to put the dot. The correct one is comma. Then if you run again, what is 4 minus 0? Let's say 1. Now your answer is wrong. 4 minus 0 is 4. Okay. Yeah, I gave you this kind of example with errors, so you can try to understand. The codes might be good, or you may think that the code is good, but when you run it, it is error. Okay. So this is what I mentioned as no error in the Python, but when you run it, it is error. If you still remember, the first is syntax errors, and the second is runtime errors. Okay. Your syntax is okay, but when you run it, it errors. That's the runtime errors, and it can happen when you write your code unintentionally. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the next section about nested if. What is the meaning by nested? We call it if, elif, and else. Nested if, it means one if statement can be placed inside another if statement to form a nested if statement. So I have the first if I is greater than k, okay, if it is true, then I have another if. I check. If j is higher than k, then I will print I and j are greater than k. So I and j are greater than k. But else I is less than or equal to k. So in this case, I would like to know from this one. So it is important to maintain the indentation. This indentation will indicate because this else is in this if, then if the condition is false, we will do this one. Okay, we will check with some examples later. Okay. Now you can see about this. I want to know about the grade for every score. If the score is higher or equal than 90, then let's make the grade 8. Else, if the condition is false, then I will check again. If the score is higher than 80, then the grade is B. I have another else. I put if the score is higher than 70, then the grade is C. So let's say if I put the score is 75, whatever. First I will check 75 is higher than 90. No. Then we will go to else. And then after else we have another if score is higher than 80. No. Then we will go to else. And then check if the score is higher than 70. Yes. So we will print C, or the grid is C. So using this statement, yeah, or we call it, this is the nested if, we can simplify this one into this one. So in Python, we can use the format elif. If the score is higher than 90, then the grade is 8. We put elif, it is else, and then after that we have another if. Score is higher than 80, grade is B. If score is higher than 70, then the grade is C. If score is higher than 60, then the grade is D. But if those conditions are not satisfied, the grade is high. Okay. So else means if you don't have any next condition. So if all the condition is wrong, if all the condition is wrong, then we go to the last one, which is else. If you write in Python, this is better, using the else if. In terms of the flowchart, you can see something like this one. So we will ask, is the score is higher than 90? If it is true, then the grade is 8. Then directly finish. But if I put the score, let's say 65, so there will be a decision. Score is higher than 90, false. So we will go to the next condition. Score is higher than equal 80, false. We go to this decision. Score is higher or equal 70, false. We go to this decision. Score is higher than equal 60, yes, true. Then the grade is D. And then after we know grade is D, we go here and then we go to the next process. Okay. So suppose score is 70, okay, the condition here is false. If 70 is higher than equal 80, the condition again false. The score is 70, and if we go to this one, the condition is true. So the grade is C and finish. We will not check the score higher equal 60, and we will not check the grade. Okay, there is one example. Do you know zodiac? Zodiac. Maybe T. MT. Or what is the other? So let's us write a program to find out the Chinese zodiac sign for a given year. So this Chinese zodiac is based on the 12-year cycle. Each year being represented by an animal. So yeah, we have rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, pig. So if the year divided by 12 and the remaining is 0, then the zodiac is monkey. If the remaining is 1, the zodiac is rooster. If the year the remaining is 2, then the zodiac is dog. Okay. How can we make this program? Okay, I give you the code. Let's make a new Python file. So we have a new variable year, and it is the input from the user. Eval means, yeah, we will just create the variable according to the user input, and then it will be fitted to what you will do next. So we have the zodiac year equals to year modulus 12. So we want to get the remainder value. If the remainder value is 0, then print monkey. If the zodiac year is the remainder is 1, rooster, and so on. Okay. And until the last one, it is sheep. So enter a year. Let's say I enter 2001. So, okay, this is the year of spring. 2001 divided by 12. Then the remainder is 9. So you can see, yeah, if, 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 if until 12 times. Now, there are some questions. Okay. If you look like this one, can you draw the flowchart? Okay, before we draw the flowchart, let's look at this code. First, we look at this first statement. If x is higher than 2, then if the condition is true, we go to this. If y is higher than 2. If x is higher than 2 and if y higher than 2, then z equals to x plus 1. So let's print that. Else, we just print x. Okay. Now, suppose x is 3 and y is 2. Show the output. X is 3. 3 is higher than 2? Yes. Okay. Y is 2. 2 is higher than 2? No. Then we go to else. So we will just print x. Then it means we just print 3. The output is 3. Now, what is the output if x equals to 3 and y equals to 4? X is 3 and y is 4. X is higher than 2? Yes. Y is higher than 2? Yes. Z equals to x plus y. So Z equals to 7. And Z is 7. That is the output. What is the output if x equals to 2 and y equals to 2? X is higher than 2? No. What else? Nothing. Then it means we do not have any result. So how can we draw the flowchart? Oh, I don't have the flowchart. Okay, so first you will ask this one. X higher than 2. If it is true, you can go here. If it is false, then let's check. Y higher than 2. If y is higher than 2, then we will do the z equals to x plus y, and then we will print z. Okay, just like let me make like this one. Else, where is this else? This else belongs to y higher than 2. So this is the condition is true. So we can have this one is the condition is false. If false, then we will just print x. Then we go next. Okay. What about this one? With the same number. Suppose x is 3 and y is 2. X higher than 2? Yes. Y is higher than 2? No. What is the output? Nothing. Okay, because in this if there is no else. Okay, so in this case, nothing. What is the output if x equals to 3 and y equals to 4? X 3, okay, higher than 2, yes. Y is higher than 4, higher than 2, yes. So z is 3 plus 4, then z is 7. What about this? X is 2 and y is 2. X is higher than 2? No. We print x. So how about the flowchart? The flowchart will be, again, if we have the condition x is higher than 2. So if it is true, then we will check if y is higher than 2. If it is true, then we have the z equals to x plus y, and then print z. Okay. Where is this else? This else belongs to this one. Okay. So we will check whether, oh sorry, we have no decision. So if it is false, then we will just do print x. Okay. So The most important part here is the location of this else. If the location of this else belong to the same block, then it is about the false condition of it. But since this one, the false condition is in the while, then it belongs, the else condition belongs to this condition. Okay, be careful when you place the else. So let's check. Yeah, for example, like this one. Yeah, there is no x, there is no y. That's the reason your code is error. So you need to put what is x and what is y. Okay. So let's see. If you put x equals to 3, y equals to 2, no output because x is higher than 2. Yes. Y is higher than 2. No. Then nothing happened. But if you change this one to this, and then if you change this to this, then you will see x is 3. Okay. So different location of else will affect to your program. Please be careful with this one. Okay, so different location of else will affect your program. So the common errors. So the common errors when you write the if statement is the placement of the selection statement. Most common errors in the selection statements are caused by the incorrect indentation. Incorrect indentation means whenever you put the indentation, you just put some of the statement, not all the statements that you need to run in that portion. For example, like this one and this one. It is different. And this will give you errors. Why? Let's see. Oh, okay. For this one, I cannot do this. Okay, let's say radius equals to minus 20. If radius is higher than equal to 0, then area equals to radius multiplied by radius multiplied by 3.14. And then I want to print the area is area. Okay. Now I'll check. It will be error. So this is what I mentioned to you as the runtime error. The runtime errors, it happens. The statement is okay. the Python syntax is okay, everything is good. But when you run it, it errors. Why? Because we want to specify the area, but this area is available only after the if. And this area is not available before if. If you want to do like this one, you need to define the area equals to 0. Okay, and then what you can see here, the area is 0. Why? Because the radius is minus 20. If the radius is higher than equal to 0, we will do this one. If not, then the area will be still 0. What happens if I do this one? So if the print is inside this radius, nothing. But it is not error. So how if I delete this one? Nothing. Because the radius is still negative. How if I change this to positive? Then I will get the result. Okay. Okay, in this case, yeah, it depends how you want to write the code. Which if clause is matched by the else clause? So the nested if, okay, please be careful. The indentation indicates that the else clause matches the first if clause if in A and the second if clause in B. So here, I think you already looked at the example before. If, and then if, so this one, if the else is in the same indentation, then this one indicates the false of this one. In this case, the else indicate the false of this one. Okay. Tip. The code can be simplified by assigning the test value directly to the variable as shown as in B. So let's see this one. If number can be divided by 2, so it means the number remainder 2 equals to 0, then even is true. Else even is false. Instead of using this one, you can use this one. It is shorter. So let's see. Okay, we have this program before. This is about event or oath. Okay, let me make a new one. Event oath 2. So let's have number equals to integer input, enter a number. And then I do not want to use the symbol. So I do not want to use the simple if, I want to use this one. If even number remaining 2 equals 0. So even if number remaining 2 equals to 0. So I would like to print even. Enter a number. If the number is 10, then it is true. If the number is 11, then it is false. Okay. So this can be represented as if. Not if, but yeah, we can just put this number. Okay, this is the condition. And then the result of this condition can be the value from this variable. And then we can ask again, if even, print even, else print odd. Enter a number. So if I get 10, then even. If I give 11, then odd. Okay. So we can use this one even instead of using this formula. Okay, I think it's the time, so I will stop here. Thank you.